evening guys. We have the COT data for the week ahead. Remember, this is the net non-coms, so this is the non-commercials, so they're the big boys with the banks and institutions and so what these guys do, we need to take notice, sit up and take notice what they're doing. You can see that they've added their USD long bets, especially after the last 4 weeks. We did dip and then we went quite positive, so fairly bullish. I mean, this is quite a strong trend up. The euro is in descent, but however it's worth noting that we are ticking up the last 4 weeks, likewise with the dollar. So you can see the last 4 weeks for the USD index and the euro index. However, that being said, we are negative on the euro FX. We are actually just slightly below the zero line. We haven't crossed over the zero line, so maybe next Friday we will, and that could be bullish for the euro. However, we are still below the zero line, but it's very, very, very close. So just wanted to show you that. There's the euro USD sell signal, which I said like ages and ages ago. So hopefully you noticed that. We'll add the pound and Aussie. Let's have a look at the pound. We can do them separately, I suppose. So yeah, well, they did disappoint initially, didn't they, the Bank of England, and they did raise the interest rate. So that was probably like the low, and this is after they hiked. So was it 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? So it's in ascent, but we are heavily net negative. So there's the pound USD sell signal there, for example. Let's have a look at the Aussie. I'm going to do euro, Aussie then Kiwi. Yeah, there's the Aussie USD. So and that is dipping down. So because Aussie is risk sensitive, it could be telling us a little bit of risk off. And we'll have a look at the yen as well, actually. And Kiwi too. I think Kiwi was quite strong last time we looked at it, and that's dipped a lot, quite heavily. Wow. So that could also be a risk off sign as well. Could be, in speech marks. Perhaps just before I wrap up this video on the COT data, I do want to show you something on the S&P. It's quite bearish, just something we need to be aware of. So let me tell you about that after I showed you the yen. Let's add the yen, and then we can add these others, can't we, in the same process. So right, so there's quite a lot of stuff to look at here, but we're looking at the yen, so we're looking at the grey line. So there's Aussie yen, so that's the sell signal, and it looked like the yen, it dumped. Right, so had it have gone up and the pound continued to fall, that would have been a pound yen sell signal. But however, that's a pound yen buy signal, because the pound's coming up and the yen's coming down. So ideally, if you were risk off, you would you'd want this to continue up, the yen. Okay. However, it's got dumped, and that could be risk on. So the net negative is yen and Australian dollar and the pound and the Kiwi and also the euro as well, because we were just slightly just negative, weren't we? So the only thing that's actually in the positive is the dollar, right? And this is the net non-coms, and this is the banks and institutions. So you want to be watching what they're doing. So everything is in negative, and the pound, the dollar is positive, right? So remember that. I want to show you there's something that I need to be make you aware of on the S&P. It's something that it's the weekly, quarterly, monthly, yearly open line, and we're 100 points below. So not that, we don't want to see gold. I just did this because I showed someone in the private chat, public chat, US 500. So we want to be aware of is this line here. It's the monthly, weekly, quarterly, yearly open. Now, we're here. Monthly pivot's here, right? So if we go above monthly pivot, we'll still need to ideally go above unless to have like a bullish bias. I know if you look on the weekly chart and the monthly chart, we're very, very, very strong. But if you're looking at intraday, maybe you wouldn't want to go long unless we're above that. So 4871, all right. If we're above monthly pivot, potentially we could come up. However, that could just be a very, very, very strong level. It's, you know, it's the open for the month, the week, the quarter, and the year. And I'm not saying that we're not going to go above it. We will eventually. However, we could be coming down to some supports first, and then we can rally. Okay. So just wanted to bring that to your attention. Is that the dollar is quite strong, and everything else is weakening, and you know, the yen is also weakening as well. So that would be a dollar yen bullish case. See how they're diverged. Date filters last month. Yeah, so what's that? Euro is ticking up slightly, and yeah, I mean that's ticking up as well, isn't it? The pound. So yeah. So just hopefully it might be prove useful. There's your zero line, and the dollar's the only one in net positive, right? So remember that, and maybe worth just looking at the bubbles quickly, so we know where we stand. The dollar is actually just below the 50% line at 49%. These are sell. So we've got Euro, Aussie, Gold, Kiwi, Yen, sell, Pound, CAD, Swiss franc, Dollar, buy. And it all depends which way they go. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up now. Remember to keep an eye on that level for the S&P, and to just be aware that, you know, the dollar is strong from a COT perspective as well.